one. You know, you'd be like Dean Downey going out there. You probably would be. He was a GFR. He's great mentor, great guy. And tried to get him in here, and yet not being qualified to be medically.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's ceremony will begin in 1 minute. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Captain Nick Genovese, and I will be the narrator for Class 2408. Please rise for the entrance of the official party and remain standing for the rendering of honors, the national anthem, and the invocation. Chaplain Nathan Perry, please come forward to deliver the invocation.
I invite you all to join me in prayer. God, thank you for today and for everyone here this afternoon, as well as those who have gone before to bear witness and carve a path for us to follow. And as we are here in the midst of this rich history, we are thankful for the legacy that has been left behind and the way that has been paved, that these graduates before us today, these aviators, would not only be able to achieve what these greats have achieved, but that they'd be able to stand on their shoulders and achieve even greater things, leaving a legacy of their own for the next generation. And in this we pray that you would grant wisdom and strength, honor and success to each one here as they turn the page and begin this new chapter in their careers and lives. And we pray these things in your name. Amen.
Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the commander of the 23rd Flying Training Squadron, Lieutenant Colonel Daniel Coughlin.
Good afternoon, everyone. A warm welcome to our families, friends, and distinguished guests to the 23rd Flying Training Squadron. First, I would like to begin by thanking the Army Aviation Museum for hosting our ceremony, as well as the Garrison and Army Aviation Center of Excellence for their daily support and partnership. We couldn't do our mission without them. Also, I would like to mention that today is the 249th birthday of the U.S. Army, so for all my Army friends out there, happy birthday. And hopefully for the parents, I didn't let you down on what this venue looks like as far as the perfect place to be able to have a graduation for new vertical lift aviators. I would also like to recognize and thank key members of the 23rd team for their efforts in getting this class across the goal line. The 23rd Operations Officer, she could not make it here today, unfortunately, Lieutenant Colonel Cindy Tope. The 23rd Senior Enlisted Leader, Master Sergeant Eric McElroy. Representing our Amentum team, Mr. Brian Braden, along with the Amentum instructors of Class 2408. Representing the Order of Dedallions, Mr. Kyle Taylor. Representing our Maintenance M1 team, Mr. Alan Lanchetta and Mr. Wayne Mowbray. Also, a very special thanks to Chaplain Perry for the invocation, 2408's Flight Commander, Captain Nick Genovese, Miss Anita Valdez, Lieutenant Johnston, the MTLs, the 23rd Front Office team, and the merry band of lieutenants who made all of the details of this graduation happen today. Thank you. The mission of the 23rd Flying Training Squadron is to train undergraduate aircrew members in foundational vertical lift operations. We are here today to celebrate another mission accomplishment as these 6 officers successfully completed the rigors of undergraduate helicopter training. These officers benefited from the leadership and the professionalism of the squadron's contractor, civilian, and military personnel. The 23rd is full of true professionals providing world-class service. So at this time, I would like all of my contract support teams, all of my civilian personnel, my flight instructors, AFE, MTLs, everybody else that has anything to do with getting these students successfully across this finish line, please stand up so that we can recognize you all. Craft team as well, thank you. Thank you to all the 23rd personnel and teammates for your dedication to the mission and getting these young aviators to the stage today. Finally, to the friends and families of our graduates, this is not the first and certainly not the last significant accomplishment they will have as they progress in their Air Force careers. It is the strong foundation and years of your guidance and care that got them here today. For that, I thank you, giving them everything you have done and will do to ensure they continue to excel in our Air Force. The graduation speaker today is Colonel Matthew Schroll, Commander 316th Operations Group, 316th Wing, Joint Base Andrews, Maryland. As Commander, Colonel Schroll oversees the daily operations of 2 squadrons, a contract maintenance unit, contract simulator unit, and the employment of 22 UH-1N helicopters tasked with providing continuous contingency response airlift, aviation operations, and flight management support for Joint Base Andrews, joint interagency operations, senior officials in the National Capital Region, and the worldwide customers. I will mention that they are the 2nd largest Air Force helicopter squadron. Still got a beat. Colonel, yeah, that is worth applying. Colonel Schroll earned his commission through the United States Air Force Academy in 2001. He is a command pilot with more than 3,000 flight hours and 450 combat hours. He has flown multiple aircraft throughout his career, including the T-37, the UH-1H, the MH-53, JNM, the MV-22A and B, the CV-22B, the HH-60G, and the TH-1H, with another flight today in the TH-1H, which I heard went pretty well. He has deployed multiple times in support of Operations Iraqi Freedom and Enduring Freedom. He has commanded at multiple levels, been an aircraft instructor and evaluator, and has served a decorated career both as an aviator and a leader. Colonel Schroll, thank you very much for being here today to share your wisdom and experience with our graduates. Ladies and gentlemen, Colonel Matthew Schroll.
All right, well, good afternoon. Thank you very much for inviting me here. Thanks for all those kind words. I guess some of them are true. All right, so a few thanks. It's going to be a little repetitive from what Colonel Coughlin would have just said, but thanks, Colonel Coughlin, for inviting me here. This is a huge honor. As someone who was in your seats 22 years ago, having the opportunity to come and talk with you is wonderful, so thank you. For all the folks who set all this up, thank you. This is awesome. It's been great. And really, what I want to thank is the entire 23rd team. Right? Not only are you guys a first-rate aviation training organization, making excellent pilots and flight engineers, but what you're really doing is developing our next generation of officers and enlisted members to be highly effective members within our Air Force. So thank you for that professionalism that you're filling our forces with as the first people who are touching them along their Air Force career. Thank you for that. As Colonel Coughlin mentioned, I want a quick shout out to Major Select Jones over there and Sergeant Schubert for keeping me alive. I don't think I scared them too bad this morning, but thanks for flying with us, or with me. To the maintenance team, right, at the end of the day, none of this would be possible, right, without the hard work, the discipline, the effort of the maintenance team to keep safe aircraft on the line every day. So thank you for that very much. To the Army Museum, this is wonderful. I thought it was great 22 years when I was here, and it's even better now. So thank you for allowing us to conduct our ceremony here in this really distinguished place of verticalist aviation history. To the families and friends that were able to attend. I mentioned some of this to you earlier today, but it's of such importance in my heart that I want to say it again. This is a really big day for these 6 officers, but right, without your support and love, right, it would be really hard for anyone to get here and to achieve things on their own. So thanks for that. And thanks not only to the family, the friends, the mentors, the instructors that have really supported, loved, encouraged these officers along this milestone, right? That this isn't an easy thing for anyone to achieve. So understanding it, right, it takes a village to make a pilot. So congratulations and thanks to all the families. All right, to our newest Air Force pilots. Congratulations, guys. This is awesome. Right, I remember so fondly when I was in your shoes, just waiting for some colonel to stop talking so I could actually get my wings. So I won't be up here much longer. Right, the roads we've all taken to get to where you are now has been different. But for whatever reason, we've all ended up here now. You guys have all crushed your training, and you're going to go off and do great things forward. So that's really exciting. I have the exact same thing from a long time ago. And there's a picture of myself with my parents and Lieutenant Colonel Ortega, the squadron commander. And gosh, every time I see that picture hanging up and the pride I have of those wings, I'm really excited you guys are going to get to experience that today. And for all of you folks who are still in training, it's coming. Keep working hard. All right. Maybe the last little funny bit before I actually get into my speech. Right, whenever you meet folks out and about in the community, on airplanes, wherever, and it comes up that you're in the Air Force, right, the first question everyone asks, like, oh, are you a pilot? Well, today you can say yes, right? And then they're going to ask you if you know, like, Joe Bob, and you're like, I don't. But that's good. All right, so the 3 things I did want to talk with you all about, right, specifically for our 6 officers here, but for the entire military cadre around. I'm really excited for the timing that you guys have in the Air Force right now. The Air Force is in the middle of a huge pivot as we've been 20 years manned, trained, equipped. We've been organizing, countering violent extremists, right, in certain parts of the world. We're making a huge shift, our entire Air Force, for the great power competition. And what we're doing with that, the Air Force is heavily investing in new aircraft, right, as many of you guys are going to be the recipients of at some point in your career here, right? But not only that, we're changing how we organize as a service, how we train, right, all of our forces, how we prepare everyone for our future expectations going on. You guys are coming in at really the ground level of the Air Force making all these changes, and it is going to be awesome to see all the changes and how you guys are going to run with this going forward. So what this also means is the amount of responsibility you're going to have is going to be very different from what I had as lieutenant. When I had wings on, right, I had to call and talk on C2, everything I was going to do, right? That expectation is going to change for you all, right? And what we need a lot from this is the Air Force needs from you is to be really good at employing your weapon system, right? We need you to be tactical experts on what we're charging you to do, to fly those vertical lift aircraft. But not just that, right? The Air Force needs you to be deep thinkers. You need to know your technical orders. You need to know your regulations. You need to understand plans of how we all fit into the bigger national, strategy. Understanding risk reward, right? Nothing comes without appropriate risk and reward, right? Thinking through that. Like, oh, I have this power. Can I get out of this zone? Do I need to kick somebody off, right? Like, as you're thinking through all of that, understanding the bigger picture is a level of maturity that I didn't have until I was later in my career, and we need you all to be able to start thinking through that risk-reward relationship of how you're going to employ your weapon system and how you're going to be able to manage that going forward. So that's really pretty awesome. After your risk and reward, right, you need to be able to communicate effectively up and down the chain of command, and right, and then the Air Force needs, our nation needs you all to be confident making decisions in ambiguous environments. You're not going to have all the information you need. You need to trust what you know, trust your gut, trust your understanding of the whole world around you, and then execute a decision. That's really awesome. And I'm really excited to see where you all bring those new challenges that we're, as the Air Force reorganizes. So that's really exciting. All right, next one. Right, you've been focusing for years on becoming pilots, right? But really the difference is, yes, the Air Force needs you all to be experts at your weapon system, but we also need you to be leaders, right? You're expected to lead the enlisted corps. Soon you're going to be leading junior officers to you, and the time's going to go by really fast, right? So make sure you're paying attention to that. But it's not that hard. Just calm down for a sec, right? I expect all of you guys, find a good NCO when you get to your unit, right? That NCO will give you feedback, is going to help you be an amazing officer, right? And to our enlisted corps out there, right? You're responsible for developing our officers, right? If we're not meeting your expectations, right, you guys need to give us some feedback, right? So really, the best development I had as a lieutenant and a young captain were from NCOs. So right, find somebody you trust, seek content, mentorship, development for that. Right, so, and as a pilot, right, you have a unique responsibility to be leading in and outside of the aircraft, right? So if you guys are flying that day, and we trust you to do that, if you're sending crews out to do stuff, right, then you need to be thinking through that, and there's different challenges with that, all of those different things. And that's uniquely as a pilot, right? We're both leading in the aircraft and on the ground. So understanding those differences, and they're not separate, right? Leadership is leadership. I stole this from a book, and so I don't remember which book, so I'm sorry I'm not properly copywriting or attributing it. But right, leadership is a positive influence. So I walk by a piece of trash on the floor, I'm too lazy to pick it up, one of you pick it up. Gosh, right, that you're being a positive influence on me. I can do better, right? You see someone who's tired and you're like, hey, let me drive you home, right? All these kind of things, right? That's leadership, it's just being a positive influence. Don't make it too big, right? Just bite sizes. Treat people with dignity and respect, right? I have a lot easier time following someone that I think respects me, that trusts me, right? And I'll follow them straight off a bridge if that's what they want me to do, right? So develop yourself that way. And, right, the last one is, right, conduct yourself for somebody you want to follow, right? Don't deviate from that. Right, like, would I follow somebody if they acted this way? Yes or no? And then conduct yourself how you want to do that. All right, last one, a little less heavy. You guys are joining now a critical part of the world's best team, the United States Air Force. Right, I am so excited for you. I'm so excited to see the things you guys are going to do throughout the Air Force going on. you guys are going to have opportunities that your friends in high school never even thought of. It's not all highs, there's highs and lows, right? I mean, even the Patriots have lows. They've had a lot of lows lately, but right, being part of a world-class team, understanding, appreciating those good things, that opportunities you're going to have, the people you're going to meet from all around, right? Enjoy that, embrace that, right? Because gosh, it is really awesome opportunity that you guys all have ahead of you. All right, so thank you for taking the challenge of serving in our world-class United States Air Force. Thank you for that. I can't wait to see the amazing things you are all going to do. So congratulations.
At this time, Class 2408 will receive their wings and certificates. First Lieutenant Scott Adler was born and raised in Westport, Connecticut. He graduated from the United States Air Force Academy with a Bachelor of Science in Economics. Prior to HTN, he was the Assistant Plans and Programs Officer at the 336th Training Group, Fairchild Air Force Base, Washington. Lieutenant Adler will be flying the CV-22 with the 58th Training Squadron at Kirtland Air Force Base, New Mexico. He will be receiving his wings from his mother, Allison Adler, and father, Craig. He will be joined on stage by his brother, Matthew, and stepfather, John. First Lieutenant Parker Davis was born in Dallas, Texas, and raised in Arkadelphia, Arkansas. He graduated from the United States Air Force Academy with a Bachelor of Science in Military and Strategic Studies. Prior to HTN, he was the Director of Training OIC, 336th Training Support Squadron, Fairchild Air Force Base, Washington. Lieutenant Davis will be flying the UH-1 November with the 37th Helicopter Squadron at F.E. Warren Air Force Base, Wyoming. He will be receiving his wings from his fiancée, Shelby Lawrence, and his mother, Amy Davis. First Lieutenant Jessica Johnson was raised in Peoria, Illinois. She graduated from the United States Air Force Academy with a Bachelor of Science in Aerospace Engineering. Prior to HTN, she earned her Master's of Science in Aerospace Engineering from Penn State. Lieutenant Johnson will be flying the UH-1 November with the 36th Rescue Squadron at Fairchild Air Force Base, Washington. She will be receiving her wings from her mother, Deborah Beyer. She's also joined on stage by her father, Brad, and brother, Ken. First Lieutenant Jenna Kill was raised in Slovenia, Ohio. She graduated from the United States Air Force Academy with a Bachelor of Science in Applied Mathematics in Biomechanics. Prior to HTN, she was an executive officer, 66th Training Squadron, Fairchild Air Force Base, Washington. Lieutenant Kill will be flying the UH-1 November with the 54th Helicopter Squadron at Minot Air Force Base, North Dakota. She will be receiving her wings from her mother, Melissa Kill, and her father, Kevin. She will also be joined on stage by her sister, Savannah, stepmother, Melissa, and stepsisters, Lauren and Kayla, and her girlfriend, Sydney Weber. First Lieutenant Luke Leon was born and raised in Memphis, Tennessee. He graduated from the United States Air Force Academy with a Bachelor of Science in History. Prior to HTN, he was a Mission Data Team Lead, 36th Electronic Warfare Squadron, Eglin Air Force Base, Florida. Lieutenant Leon will be flying the HH-60 Whiskey with the 55th Rescue Squadron at Davis-Monthan Air Force Base, Arizona. He will be receiving his wings from his mother, Cheryl Leon. He will be joined on stage by his father, David, sister, Maya, girlfriend, Lieutenant Gianna O., and best friend, Senior Airman Turk Wigley. First Lieutenant Caden Zimmerman was born and raised in Highlands Ranch, Colorado. He graduated from the United States Air Force Academy with a Bachelor of Science in Economics. Prior to HTN, he was the Executive Officer, 22nd Training Squadron, Fairchild Air Force Base, Washington. Lieutenant Zimmerman will be flying the UH-1 November with the 1st Helicopter Squadron at Andrews Air Force Base, Maryland. He will be receiving his wings from his father, Phil Zimmerman. He will also be joined on stage by his mother, Becky, sisters Tate and Tessa, brother Cody, friend Justin Elliott, and wife Stacy Gibson. At this time, Lieutenant Colonel Coughlin will present the awards for Class 2408. The Military Leadership Award is an award based on military bearing, integrity, leadership, professionalism, and dedication. Each student in the graduating class, along with the staff of the 23rd Flying Training Squadron, provides their input to the commander. The commander then selects the most deserving student for this award. The recipient of the Military Leadership Award is First Lieutenant Jessica Johnson. The Academic Award is presented to the individual who best exemplifies the highest standards of excellence through self-study, testing, and academic evaluation. The students are tested in 6 demanding subject areas. The recipient of the Academic Award is First Lieutenant Jessica Johnson. The Flying Training Award is presented to the graduating student with the highest flying grade point average throughout helicopter training. The recipient of the Flying Training Award is First Lieutenant Jessica Johnson. The Distinguished Graduate Award is presented to the graduating student with the highest overall percentage grade compiled from their academic scores, their flying scores, and their flight commander's rankings. The recipient of the Distinguished Graduate Award is First Lieutenant Jessica Johnson. At this time, Dedallion Silver Wings Flight Representative Mr. Kyle Taylor will come forward to present the Order of Dedallion's AETC Commander's Trophy. This award is given to a graduating student who clearly demonstrated superior airmanship and those qualities unique to Dedallions. The recipient of the Order of Dedallion's AETC Commander's Trophy Award is First Lieutenant Jessica Johnson. At this time, Class 2408 will now come forward to present a few gifts.
Sweet. All right. Starting off with Colonel Schroll. Just want to thank you for all the kind words and all the motivation that you gave us. Sure. We figured with the laundry list of aircraft that you've flown before, you probably already have a helmet. So we decided to do something a little different for you. Some custom engraved coasters for him and a little decanter set. Sweet. Thank you, sir. All right, for the next one, Colonel Coughlin, it requires a little bit of backstory. So in nights, every single day, he'd walk into the mission planning room. He'd say, which one of you guys is planning to 563? And every single time, one of us was indeed planning to 563. So to remind him of his love for 563, we got him a foam finger he can always walk into mission planning with now. Number 1 fan, 563. All right, and rounded out least but not last, or other way, last but not least. We got Captain Genevieve. Sweet, just got you a little gift. Just wanted to thank you for getting us all across the finish line, sir. And hopefully we can share the gift in Kirtland someday. Cool? Sweet.
You ready? Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the United States Air Force's newest helicopter pilots, Helicopter Training Next Class 2408. Please stand and remain standing for the Air Force song and the departure of the official party. This concludes the graduation ceremony. We invite you to join Lieutenant Colonel Coughlin in congratulating Class 2408. Thank you for joining us today.